Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, just wanted to give a quick update. I've had a couple people asking about the old YZ250 powered Suzuki, and I haven't messed with it a whole lot, but recently I did make a couple very important changes that finally make me happy with this swap. If I'm being honest, originally, once it got running, I was disappointed with a couple things. Number one was the amount of vibration the bike had. And number two, it was flat on the top end and had a lot of mid-range, a lot of bottom end, really kind of explosive bottom and mid-range where it would throttle on wheelie through probably third gear pretty easy. And I figured it might have had something to do with the pipe that I kind of cobbled up for it. And after doing some research on two-stroke pipe length, I realized my pipe was too long. So I ended up taking about 4 inches out of the pipe. And, this black section right here that is straight and rattle can flat black, as you can see, is about just over 8 inches long. And that replaced this cobbled up mess, which was almost a foot long. So effectively, I took 4 inches out of the length of the pipe, and that completely changed how this thing rides. It's absolutely berserk up top now. And I did give up it gave up that kind of explosive mid-range that it had. But up top, it is nasty now. And finally, kind of makes me happy with what has been done. Second major thing I did is I added head stay mounts, which you can see here. Get this out of the way. A couple pieces of aluminum that I ended up, I wish I had the plastic off so I could show you better, but I ended up finishing the top mount for the motor. So now the head stay is in place. Oh, this is a better view. And it came out pretty good and did knock down a lot of the vibration. That was a recommendation by one of you in the comments. And I actually was hesitant at first because I thought it would add vibration, but it did not. It ended up turning it down. I think between the head stay mount and really the reworked pipe, the vibration is, when you're on the pipe, the vibration's effectively gone. What was happening was there wasn't a lot of vibes down low. And then once you got on the throttle and started coming on the pipe with the old pipe design, it really rattled hard because it's like the motor was kind of struggling to find top end. And when it was flattening out, it just vibrated the whole bike terribly. And so between that head stay mount and then the 4 inch lessened length of the expansion chamber, the vibration now on the pipe is pretty much gone. It's totally manageable. And I have ridiculous top end. It feels like finally there's a YZ250 motor in this bike now. And boy, is it a ride. It's super fun to ride. Of course, these 86s, weigh less than 300 pounds. And it's probably even lighter now because this YZ250 motor has no counterbalancer, which is a couple pounds by itself on the 86 and also the 87 and up motors. So this thing is probably lighter than it was, but it is a ripper. So that's the update for this. I'm pretty stoked with what's happening and how it's riding. I am going to take it out to the desert and do some drag racing against some of these machines. There is the original 86. The only thing that thing has is a pipe. I mean, there isn't even really boot wear on the frame on this bike. It's so low hour. And then here is a kind of a one owner, all original 87 down to the stickers and everything. That's kind of a cool machine. And then this was the fastest LT I had. This is a mildly worked 87. It's in some of my other videos. Home port job by me, CT pipe, bigger carb, bumped compression, runs pretty good. That was the fastest bike for a while. It would even beat up on this thing pretty easily. But now this thing right here is kind of the king. This is a, gosh, what is this? 88? I think it's an 88 or it's an 89. It's an 89. And it's got port work by Varner when he was at FMF with an FMF pipe. Actually factory carb, believe it or not, on this thing, and it freaking flies. So I'm kind of excited to get this one pitted against the YZ250 86. Seat of the pants, I think the 86 with the YZ250 is faster now, but this thing's pretty quick, so I don't know, we'll have to see. And then just a little sneak peek, I suppose, on things to come if I could ever get back into videoing. Be this aluminum J&J sandrail I picked up. I've got a pretty gnarly high compression 2332 VW gonna go in this. And then also the Quadzilla is gonna get going here real soon. I'm excited to get the motor back together for the Quadzilla. This thing is gonna run good. I'll show you what we have cooking for that. Almost done putting this thing back together. But this was a complete bottom end tear down rebuild because the tranny went bad. And so I sourced trans parts, had the cylinder fully ported by oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. He used to own Trinity Racing. Hello, someone help me. Golly, I got his number on my phone. Now I can't remember. Anyway, got the rear ears reinforced here on this, which is nice. So that should prevent that. Fresh sleeve to original stock bore. Ready to go. And then of course, the port work. Harry McDermott is what I'm thinking, from Trinity. So this thing I'm super excited about. Of course, with some fresh Suzuki blue. That'll be cool. And then if I ever get around to it, I might do a video on the Banshee that I completely tore down and reassembled over the Christmas break. This thing has a 421 Cheetah Cub, dual 40 PWKs. Every nut and bolt and part is powder coated or polished. This thing is nasty. So anyway, that was the update. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.